The Return on Everything Chapter 3. Everything he had the next day, Kai barely slept. Sophia's request kept replaying inside his mind. I need your help. Whatever it was. It had to be serious. She had sounded genuinely worried. And Kai hated seeing her worried. That evening, he arrived at a cafe they rarely visited. The place was elegant. Modern furniture. Soft music. Expensive drinks. The kind of place Kai usually avoided because one meal here could cover several days of groceries. Sophia was already waiting near the window. She looked nervous. Kai? He sat down across from her. What happened? Is everything okay? Sophia lowered her head. Her fingers tightened around the coffee cup. For several moments she said nothing. Then finally, I need money. Kai blinked. Money? Relief immediately washed over him. For a moment he had feared something terrible. If it's money, don't worry. I'll help. Sophia looked up. You don't even know how much. Kai smiled. How much? She hesitated. Then spoke quietly. 300,000. The smile disappeared. 300,000. 300,000 rupees. To most people it was a large amount. To Kai, it was almost everything. Years of savings. Years of overtime. Years of sacrifice. Yet despite the shock, his first question wasn't about the money. It was about her. Do you need it urgently? Sophia nodded. Yes. What happened? The lie she had prepared countless times finally left her lips. A specialist doctor can help me. Kai immediately became concerned. A doctor? It's personal. She looked away. I don't really want to talk about it. Kai instantly stopped asking questions. He trusted her. Completely. If she didn't want to explain, there had to be a reason. Sophia quietly continued. I'm sorry. I know it's too much. Kai sat silently. Inside his mind, numbers began racing. His savings account. His emergency fund. The money set aside for difficult times. The money he spent years collecting. If he gave Sophia 300,000, he would almost be starting over from zero. Then he looked at her. The woman he loved. The woman he imagined marrying one day. And suddenly, the decision became easy. If it helps you, I'll arrange it. Sophia's eyes widened. You really will? Kai smiled. Of course. The answer came without hesitation. Without conditions. Without expectations. Because that was the kind of person Kai was. After leaving the cafe, Kai went directly home. The walk felt unusually heavy. His heart hurt. Not because he regretted helping Sophia, but because he understood exactly how much he was about to lose. Years of hard work gone in a single transfer. Late that night, Kai opened his banking app. The balance stared back at him. Everything he had built, everything he had saved. His finger hovered above the transfer button. For a moment, he hesitated. Then he remembered Sophia's worried expression. Without another thought, he pressed it. Transfer successful, 300,000 rupees sent. The confirmation appeared instantly. Kai leaned back in his chair. His account balance dropped dramatically. Almost empty. A bitter laugh escaped him. Back to square one. Yet strangely, he wasn't angry. Because he believed he had helped someone important. Someone he loved. Across the city. Sophia's phone vibrated. A notification appeared. 300,000 rupees received. Her eyes lit up. The transfer had arrived. Without hesitation, she took a screenshot and sent it to Adrian. Only seconds later, a reply arrived. Good. Book the surgery tomorrow. A smile appeared on Sophia's face. Everything was going according to plan. Soon she would become even more beautiful. Soon she would officially enter Adrian's world. And soon, Kai would become part of her past. Back inside his tiny apartment. Kai stared out the window. Rain slowly fell across the city. His savings were gone. His future felt uncertain. But he still smiled. Because he believed the woman he loved was worth every sacrifice. Unfortunately, some sacrifices are made for people who never deserved them. And Kai was about to learn that lesson the hard way. To be continued. The Return on Everything Chapter 4, The Truth. The next few days passed quietly. Too quietly. Kai continued working. Continued saving. Continued believing that Sophia was recovering from her medical procedure. But something felt wrong. Very wrong. Her replies had become colder. Shorter. More distant. Sometimes she wouldn't answer for hours. Sometimes not at all. Yet whenever Kai asked if she was okay, she always gave the same response. I'm just tired. Saturday afternoon. Kai was delivering an order to one of the wealthiest districts in the city. Luxury stores lined both sides of the street. Sports cars filled the parking lots. People walked around wearing clothes that cost more than his monthly salary. It was a completely different world. After completing the delivery, Kai stopped at a nearby convenience store to buy a bottle of water. As he stepped outside, his body froze. across the street stood a familiar figure. Sophia. For a brief moment, Kai smiled. What a coincidence. He was about to wave, then he noticed she wasn't alone. A handsome young man stood beside her. Expensive suit. Luxury watch. Confident smile. The two were standing unusually close. Kai frowned. Maybe a relative. A friend. A coworker. Then the man casually wrapped an arm around Sophia's waist. Kai's smile vanished. His entire body stiffened. Across the street, Sophia didn't move away. She didn't look uncomfortable. Instead, she smiled. A bright smile. A genuine smile. One Kai hadn't seen from her in months. The pair entered an elegant cosmetic surgery clinic together. The glass doors closed behind them, leaving Kai standing alone. For several minutes, he remained frozen. His mind refused to process what he'd just seen. Maybe there was an explanation. There had to be. Sophia wouldn't betray him. Would she? An hour later. The clinic doors opened. Sophia walked out beside the same man. This time Kai was close enough to hear part of their conversation. After everything heals, you'll look even better, the man said. Sophia laughed. I can't wait. The man smiled. The surgery was worth it. Surgery. Kai's heart sunk. The word echoed repeatedly inside his mind. The money. The emergency. The doctor. The specialist. The lies. Everything suddenly connected. At that moment, his phone vibrated. A message from Sophia appeared. I'm resting today. Recovery is exhausting. Kai stared at the message. Then slowly looked up. Sophia was laughing. Walking. Shopping. Perfectly healthy. Not resting. Not recovering. Not doing anything she claimed. For the first time, Kai felt something crack inside him. That evening, he returned home. The apartment felt unusually cold. He sat on the edge of his bed and opened social media. A new post immediately appeared. One of Sophia's friends had uploaded several photos. The location tag caught his attention. The same clinic. The same building. The same day. The caption made his blood run cold. Glow up complete. Future queen ready for high society. Heavy black heart. Kai stared at the screen. Future queen. High society. Glow up. Not medical treatment. Not an emergency. Not a life-saving procedure. Cosmetic surgery. The 300,000 he had spent years saving had paid for her beauty upgrade. Nothing more. Nothing less. Hours passed. Kai sat alone in silence. His thoughts replayed every moment from the past few months. Every late reply. Every strange excuse. Every cancelled date. Every mysterious absence. The signs had always been there. He simply hadn't wanted to see them. Because love had blinded him. Near midnight, Sophia finally called. Kai answered immediately. Hey. Her voice sounded cheerful. Much happier than usual. How are you feeling? Kai asked quietly. Better. Another lie. And this time, Kai knew it. Without question. Without doubt. Without denial. After the call ended, Kai stared at the ceiling. The truth was finally clear. The woman he loved wasn't the person he thought she was. And somewhere deep inside his heart, the first seeds of disappointment began transforming into something else. Something colder. Something stronger. Outside, thunder rumbled across the night sky. As if the heavens themselves were preparing for a change. A change that would soon alter Kai's fate forever. To be continued. The Return on Everything Chapter 5. The young master the following week felt different. Not because Kai's life had changed, but because his eyes had finally begun to open. He still worked. Still woke up before sunrise. Still returned home exhausted. But the blind trust he once had for Sophia was slowly disappearing. Every lie she told now felt obvious. Every excuse sounded rehearsed. And every delayed reply raised another question. Meanwhile. Inside the luxurious Sterling manor, Sophia sat beside Adrian Sterling. The mansion looked more like a palace than a home. Crystal chandeliers hung from the ceiling. Marble floors reflected the light. Luxury cars filled the driveway outside. Everything screamed wealth. Everything screamed power. Everything Sophia had ever wanted. Adrian casually sipped a glass of wine while looking out the giant window. How's the recovery? Sophia smiled. Perfect. Good. Adrian nodded. You already look much better. Her smile widened. The compliment meant more to her than she wanted to admit. For months, Adrian had been showing her a world she never imagined possible. Private parties. Luxury vacations. Exclusive events. Designer brands. Five-star restaurants. Things Kai could never provide. And Sophia loved every second of it. Adrian suddenly turned toward her. What about your boyfriend? The room fell silent. Sophia hesitated. Then answered. He's not a problem. Not a problem. Adrian smirked. You still haven't dumped him. Sophia looked away. He'll be gone soon. Adrian laughed. Gone soon. You make it sound like you are firing an employee. Sophia forced a smile. But even she couldn't deny it. That was exactly how she saw Kai now. Someone from her old life. Someone she no longer needed. Adrian walked closer. His eyes carried the confidence of someone who had never been denied anything. Tell me something. What? If I wasn't rich? He paused. Would you still be sitting here? Sophia froze. The question caught her off guard. Several seconds passed. Then she laughed. Probably not. Adrian burst into laughter. At least you are honest. The truth was simple. Sophia wasn't in love. She was in love with the lifestyle. And Adrian knew it. He simply didn't care. Because for people like him, everything could be bought. Even loyalty. Across the city. Kai was unloading boxes at a warehouse. His back ached. His hands were sore. And yet he kept going. Because bills didn't stop coming. No matter how difficult life became. A coworker suddenly approached him. Hey Kai. The man held up his phone. Isn't this your girlfriend? Kai frowned. What? The screen showed a photo from a charity gala. An event attended by the city's elite. Near the center stood Sophia. Wearing a stunning dress. Standing directly beside Adrian Sterling. The two looked extremely close. The caption underneath read, Young Master Adrian Sterling attends annual charity gala with special guest. Kai stared at the image. His chest tightened. The coworker awkwardly scratched his head. Maybe she's just a friend? Kai forced a smile. Yeah. But deep down, he no longer believed that. That night, Sophia finally called. Hey. Kai answered calmly. Hello. I've been really busy lately. I noticed. Something about his voice made Sophia pause. It sounded different. Less affectionate. Less eager. Less attached. Are you upset? She asked. No. The answer came immediately. Yet for the first time in their relationship, Kai was the one lying. After the call ended, he sat quietly on his bed. An old photograph rested on the nearby table. A picture taken 2 years ago. Back when everything felt simple. Back when Sophia looked at him with genuine warmth. Back when he believed they would spend their future together. Kai stared at the photo for several minutes. Then slowly flipped it face down. Outside, dark clouds gathered above the city. A storm was coming. And not just in the sky. Very soon. Sophia would make her choice. Very soon. Sophia's heart would finally break. And when that happened, the mysterious force watching from beyond reality would finally make its move. To be continued.